Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your February reading. I hope that you're all doing well and that this video is finding you in good spirits. As always, you can use this for your sun sign, for your rising, and for your moon. Each month I start the video off with a bit of channeled information, and I get that by meditating on your cards, thinking about what kind of energy is coming through. It's also when I'm selecting the deck, I get this as well. The word this month, or the thought this month, was camaraderie. And really what this is about is developing relationships, platonic, friendly relationships with people in your life that are going to make a difference. So a lot of times people are asking what's coming through with love, with finance, etc. One thing that I see for you this month is, we'll get to all of that in a second, but what's important is that you spend some time with your friends and with those deep friendships that last for years and years and years. And if you are lacking in that sort of like platonic friendship department right now, maybe because you're a parent, or you're self-employed, or you're working so hard that you don't have time to cultivate your friendships, this message is saying spend time with friends. A lot of times we don't realize how important those friendships are until we're in need, and then we have this beautiful abundance of energy around us. So take time now and be there for your friends. Everything that you give, you're going to get back, okay? Let's go ahead and shuffle the deck and see what additional information is coming through. Just a reminder again for the new folks, every month I also expand this out, not just to look at the energy for the month, but also at health, wealth, love, and destiny. So we will cover all of those areas. A lot of hard work going in, I can see right off the bat. But let's just see what else is coming through for you. Almost every spread this month, I would say at least 3 or 4 of the different signs that I've read for, has had the 6 of Swords, and it's been reversed in at least 2 of them, I think. So what this is showing me is a lot of, for many of you, distance or travel, distance with people in your life, which is why I might have pulled the camaraderie, but also a card showing that there may be a need to separate yourself from people as well. And in that case, you're going to have to work harder on those relationships, maybe having more text conversations or Skype conversations. So be creative with how you keep in touch with friends, family, and loved ones. I'm pulling the Catalyst card now, and the Catalyst card is basically what ties this all together. It's also sort of this is more of an opportunity for you to either create the best possible outcome or avoid a potentially negative outcome. Let me take a drink of water here, and then I will get into what this means. Pardon me there. All right, so what I'm seeing here is trying not to get tied into other people's drama. A lot of times we want to help other people in our life, but as you can see with this card, you can actually get pulled into their own version of the truth or their own unnecessary drama. So I really want you to try not to get too involved with arguments or with situations that you can't solve. I do want you to spend time with friends, but I don't want you to get so far sort of in their business or in coworkers' business, your coworkers' business, that you're taking on new stress. Very important to stay rational, to stay above that situation, and to always keep a calm mind about things. Your center card is the 3 of Pentacles. Very, very good card. This is showing me, for most of you, this is a time of recognition. And if there is any need for certification or going back to school, this usually indicates higher education or a level of mastery, so that you're already going in and it's going to be kind of easy or very fulfilling. So great time if you want to finish up a diploma or finish up a certification or go for higher education. For those of you that have already done that and you're just working hard, this means that the hard work will be noticed. You'll notice this is a card of mastery. It's one of the few sort of signs here that basically usually going higher up is better, but a 3 is better than an 8, usually anyway, in the Pentacles deck. 8 is more of an apprentice card. This is a master card. So one of your challenges right now is going to be focus. What's great with this is that you have a lot of opportunities ahead of you, but you're going to have to figure out what you want to spend your time on. So with Seven of Cups, you have to really be discerning and really be decisive. If you spread yourself too thin, all this great energy in the Three of Pentacles can sort of be usurped by that. Basically, just you're putting yourself in too many directions. As I look at your deep past, contributing factors of the past few months, it feels like you've been really, really hard on yourself, and this is a thread that I've seen this month as well. So I want you to celebrate your successes, because there are a lot of them, and realize that you're actually very hardworking and accomplished. And what I see here in the recent past is you're starting to see a return on the energy and effort that you've been putting into things. For many of you, there may have been a new job or a new opportunity that has finally really settled. The King of Pentacles is in control of that. So I feel like you are finally starting to control your money situation a little bit more, or feeling like it's coming in or you're deserving of it. The only thing you want to watch with King of Pentacles is there's a tendency to overspend. There's a tendency to treat yourself too much. And this excess can also go into food. So I want you to avoid like too much sugar in your diet, anything that's basically over and above the top. This is not what you want to be engaging in. So I talked earlier about the Six of Swords in reverse. A lot of signs are getting it this month. And what it really means is you might be having some issues with traveling, if that's something you want to do, or possibly you've had to put some distance between you and a loved one. And it may not all be of your own making. And if that's the case, I really do want you to work on establishing and maintaining those strong alliances and friendships. This is a great month for you for communication. I can't say that for every sign, but for you I can. So take advantage of speaking opportunities, and don't be afraid to basically volunteer for something if you want to. The other thing that comes through with this is to keep your eyes out for something that you want and to go after it. Sometimes we wait for them to come to us. This time you have to be very vigilant and then just go for it. Your aggressiveness could actually be an asset at this time. For many of you, when I'm looking at your present situation and what's weighing on your mind, realize that it may be necessary for you to take on a little bit more of the burden. You might have to pick up the slack for somebody. But the thing is with this, I don't want you to overdo it. When we look at your outcome card, there is an avoidable outcome here, which is exhaustion or a full stop. Like Ten of Swords it's one of my favorite and least favorite cards in tarot, because it shows me that something's run its course. And when I'm looking at this, it's probably attached to work. So you want to be really careful not to burn a bridge at work, particularly if it's your only source of income, and if you don't have other opportunities out there. This means that you may just have to walk away from something, because this can also be cutting losses, avoiding conflict, taking what you can and moving on. You can't always win a battle, because if you try to win, this can happen. What's better here is to look at compromise. The Four of Cups is a quintessential compromise card. Looking at the alternatives, maybe not being thrilled with it, but it's a heck of a lot better than ending up in a situation where either you've lost the argument, you've lost the friendship, or you've lost your job. So there is that potential. If you push something too much this month, it could break. But I'd much rather you focus on just doing a fantastic job. The energy in your work, in your school, and your personal accomplishments is going to be what makes you shine. You don't need to prove someone else wrong. You just have to prove yourself valuable. It's a subtle lesson, but a lot of us miss it. When I look in the fear area, there may be some unexpected expenditures coming through, or you're afraid of how you're going to budget for them. It does look like you have enough savings or enough resources to make this happen, but do plan ahead for some unexpected costs. It looks like they could be coming through towards the end of the month or even in the next few months. Overall, the energy is not bad this month. In fact, I'm really seeing a lot of potential for accomplishment. But you have to work on friendships to make them happen. You have to focus and not get too distracted, and try to avoid a sort of an argument where you're going to lose, or the other person is just really a great debater. You don't need to get engaged with those sorts of things. All right, so let's expand your forecast and take a look at your health card for this month. Health includes mind, body, and spirit. Let it go. Love it. All right, so this directly speaks to this, if I can pull it up. So I want you to try not to have to win a battle. Like, just realize that you're right without proving it. It's going to massively improve your health. You're going to feel better, you're going to look better, you're going to have more energy. The other thing is do any sort of activity that allows you to release. So this is often less about meditation and more about sort of like engaging in aerobic exercise, so or dance classes, or just going out to dance with friends, or dancing around your apartment. But something with movement, with music, with fluidity, I think that's really going to benefit you. Let's take a look now at wealth and opportunity. And even though I look in these sectors, the interesting thing is sometimes it's not what you expect to come through on some of these cards. So let's just allow whatever message needs to come through, and I'll try to pull it into each one of those areas. So again, we're looking at wealth. We have grief. It's interesting. I shuffled that pretty well, and it came through on another reading this month. This time it's upright. So I think what's going on for some of you when it comes to money situations is maybe not being comfortable or happy about something that's transpired in your work situation or maybe your finances, but letting go is the first step here and getting over the grieving process. It's okay to be upset, but what this says is I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. That's not really going to be helpful if you've lost something, especially if it's been like a property loss or something was stolen. This has been a long time. It's almost been 15 years, but I had a car stolen a long time ago. And honestly, nobody could tell me, oh, it's a blessing, everything's working out. Because when I was going through it, I was very angry. But lo and behold, it did work out. I did get a better car, and insurance did cover it. And I'm much happier. It's something that I've had for a long time, and I've been very, very pleased. So sometimes we're surprised, pleasantly so, when time has passed and we realize the blessing. Going through it, just allow yourself to go through the gamut of emotions, and then hopefully lean on someone. That's why I'm really encouraging you to develop better friendships, because when you need help, that's really who you can call. Otherwise, it can be a little daunting to deal with all on your own. So now we're looking at love and relationships, and I love this one. Light and love. Your purpose is to bring divine healing, light, and love to this world. The other thing that this is saying is I want you to love yourself and try to be lighter with the way that you're carrying guilt and things like that. And just sort of, when it's feeling heavy, we don't always pay attention to this, but like when we're stressed at work or in traffic or just talking to someone that's driving us nuts, we may sigh, like. Now, if you take that energy and just do it positively and think, I'm lighter, I'm brighter, and feel yourself, like I like to sweep the light in when I'm doing that, so imagine that, and then letting go of anything that's heavy, anything that's weighing you down. Try to work with that. That's really it. For relationships this month, it's about bringing love to others and allowing them to love you without questioning it too much, okay? This isn't a big month for developing new relationships romantically. I do see a strong air sign that's coming in, and the only thing that I see is that this person's probably a little hasty, and so they may approach you unexpectedly, and that could sort of that could be disarming. The other thing here with the Knight of Swords is it's telling you that might also be the energy that you need to bring. So don't always wait. When people sometimes come to me on a one-on-one session and they're like, no one ever approaches me, it might be your turn, and this is what that card's saying. All right, when we look at your Destiny card, one thing I like to note with Destiny is this is a litmus test or a sort of marker for where you're headed, but it's not set in stone. You always control your destiny. All right, so for your Destiny, we have Restore and Replenish. It's interesting because I think that was a channeled information for a different sign. But with this, I do want you to spend a lot of time and energy on taking care of yourself. And it shouldn't feel like energy. I want you to rest, to meditate. This almost looks like Shavasana to me, or Child's Pose, actually. Not Shavasana, what am I saying? So if you do practice yoga, there is a sort of childlike pose where you just sort of let go of everything. And It's really important sometimes to put your forehead on the ground. It's a sign of reverence, but it also helps activate the third eye chakra. So don't be afraid to do that in your meditation practice, maybe before your altar or again just on your yoga mat, and give gratitude for everything that is going right in your life, and that'll be very helpful. All right, so let's summarize all of the cards that we've been looking at. There was a lot. First message is to develop stronger friendships. They're going to come in handy. This is a great month for finishing things. So going back to school, finishing up a degree, or just being noticed for the hard work you're doing. Continue to work hard, and that will pay off. Don't get distracted. Don't spread yourself too thin. That can actually work against you. Try to avoid negative thoughts. It looks like you've been critical enough in the past. Now is a time to be more proactive and also positive about who you are and where you've come, how far you've come, rather. You've accomplished a good deal with money, but I don't want you to spend too much. Also a common thread this month. It does look like there's some unexpected expenditures, so plan for the long haul with that. There may be some unexpected travel or distance between you and loved ones. In that case, work hard to maintain the relationships and take care of yourself as well. Try not to win all arguments. There could be something this month where you've met your match, and just walk away from it. The older you get, the more you realize you don't have to win everything. Sometimes it's enough to just know, you know what, I know I'm on the right side of this argument. I don't have to prove it. Compromise will be your friend, and there may be an opportunity that pops up through that compromise. When I looked at your catalyst card this month, it was not to get embroiled in unnecessary arguments, and that makes a lot of sense now. Let it go. Allow yourself to do physical activities that are going to basically be a chance for you to move energy out, either through motion or through your voice. Martial arts, I don't mention that enough, but that's also something that you can do. When I look at your financial situation, move past the grief. Allow yourself to celebrate how far you've come and now acknowledging what you need to work on. For relationships, it's about loving yourself first, but it's also about loving others unconditionally. Try not to expect stuff to come through for you this month. Just experience love, experience and give love, but don't expect it to come to you. You are basically a vehicle for the love to spread through the world. So part of your planetary goal here is to be a beacon of light for others. Take care of yourself. Rest. It's really useful to maybe do a Google search and look at child's pose in yoga and try that on your own, see how it feels. And when you do that, feel that sometimes I call on Mother Nature. You can just pray to Gaia. We don't do that enough. The first time I did it, oddly enough, I felt all this sort of like tingling sensation because, Mother Earth, Gaia, whatever you want to call it, doesn't get enough thanks, doesn't get enough gratitude. And I actually do get a very Earth Mother connection with this card. So you could do that sort of a pose outside and really just bow in reverence to the universe, to the earth, say thank you for providing a home, for providing support, for always being beneath me and allowing me to be supported and grounded. And really close your eyes and send the love to the earth. The planet needs it now more than ever. I don't often talk about the planet, but it is an entity, it has energy. I believe that, every planet, every sun in our solar system and elsewhere in the galaxy has energy. And we all came from stars, right? So why wouldn't other living objects have that as well? So a sun is very much active. That energy is going to be used for future life. So let's send love to the sun and to the earth and to ourselves this month, okay? Sorry, I got a little bit cosmic on you, but it is important sometimes to realize it's not just about us and not just about the cards in our month. We're actually part of a bigger system, and that's going to bring you some sense of peace, I believe, as well. If you'd ever like to talk more about metaphysics, about the solar system, or just about what's going on in your life, I do have one-on-one sessions, and I'll put a link at the end, and you can click in the video. It'll either be an eye if you're on the mobile site, or if you're on the desktop, it'll actually be a button. So it just depends. You'll either tap or you'll click, and you can get more information there. I also have an optional support button there if you just want to say thank you and support the channel. Otherwise, thank you so much just for your month-to-month support. You've been with me for a few years now, and I really appreciate that, all of you that have actually been here since around 2013. So thank you for this very long and exciting ride that we've been on together. Everyone else, a great way to keep in touch is to sign up for my newsletter or to join me on social networks. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook as well. Otherwise, the most important thing is take care of yourselves. I'll be here if you need me, same time every month around the 1st. So until then, wishing you all the best, love, light, and happiness. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.